Except that David Cameron used to work for Carlton TV. And Central TV, where I come from, Nottingham, where it all seems to be happening, and we're going to get the shit first, don't you worry about that. Central TV, there was an investigative journalist called Roger Cook. He did an investigation into the paedophiles in Parliament, and he sent Ben Fellows, who was 19, in to speak to Ken Clark. Ken Clark's a paedophile. Ken Clark's tried groping him, they got it on camera. But oh, don't worry, he'll never get out because old Cameron, part in control of Carlton TV. Now they were going to buy Central anyway. It just had to be speeded up because they didn't want the evidence of Ken Clark touching boys. He went in pretended to be a 16 or 17-year-old lad. He was actually 19, but they got the video. So Carlton bought out Central TV, killed the Cook report. Oh, damn. Oh, there was an accident, the tapes got burned. Oh, it's just bad luck. That's all it is, bad luck. You know, it's not like anyone would benefit from that sort of thing, is there? Oh, wait, now he's in number 10. Yeah, I don't know.
Poor Ben Fellows had to go through a horrible court case.
But he was found not guilty, which means Ken Clark's a paedophile. Nobody talks about that.
No.
Right. I'm going to keep it as brief as I can. If you want to speak to me about any of the financial side of things, come up and have a word and I'll share with you. The most important thing I would say, oh by the way, there is one other document with the 3 letters. It's called an estoppel. It's a legal document that means they haven't proved you owe anything. So from this point on, we're going to send you this estoppel. You can't take it any further. Now they sometimes ignore it. They don't take it any further, they'll keep sending you letters sometimes. And it's down to you, if you want or feel strong enough to actually drag them to court for breaking it, you can do. If you don't, just ignore them. Because if they could do anything to you, they would have done it by that time. And they get to the forum, go in the forum. Whoever you're dealing with, whatever your creditor, I say creditor, we're the only credit. Whatever they're claiming you owe, get in there, read about them, see the letters that others have had, and you'll see you get the same. Now, they are getting a little bit more interesting. They're making the letters more convoluted and confusing. Whenever you get a letter back, it will not be what you've asked for. You can ignore it and just carry on. Follow it through to the end. If you get scared, which you may do, I say you may do, that's fine. It's part of the waking process.
Learning process.
There's not one in here, including Guy, who's had his own dealings himself, that hasn't been scared at some point, although with Guy might be the bad choice because Guy is pretty fearless. And when you hear some of his stories, oh dear, he's got some right good ones. Whether you're going to share them with you or not, it's another matter. But at the end of the day, whatever you do, whether you send your TV licence back or just don't get one,
Just ignore it.
and they send a letter out, well, send it back. As I was saying to someone earlier, what can they do? They'll send a bloke to try and trick you. And I tested this with that young lady, and I said, what's your name? She gave it to me straight away. You don't give your name to anyone. It's not yours for a start. And the last thing you do is give your last name. But we've been brainwashed. Remember, school, Brown, sir. Yeah. Someone asks your name, you give it. Don't give it. It's not yours to give, and it will get you in trouble. If they don't have your name, who are they going to... Now, I'll just briefly touch on this, to do with water. I've not paid water for...
years.
Longer than I can remember. And I've moved houses several times. Hang on, I'm going to take this question then.
Right. If you want to protect your assets before any of this happens, if you put everything into a trust, can they just, they have no jurisdiction?
Well, I happen to know a friend of mine, not a million miles away, wearing a hat, that has done something similar to that. And the name is, I don't know, well, make one up, the Poppy Trust, for instance. So, whenever anything comes for the Poppy Trust, in fact, I did this many years ago, when I first discovered this. I put one of our cars into trust. I forget what the name of the trust was now, but we'll call it the Ceylon Trust. But don't use your last name if you do that. Just use anything you like. The Poppy Trust, the whatever trust. And a bailiff come for a parking ticket. And he says, oh, you know, I'm looking for, such and such trust. Sorry, not here. Oh, well, can you put me in touch? We only hold a meeting once every year, and it's 9 months before the next one. He went up, who's he going to go after? The Poppy Trust, the Ceylon Trust, the Microphone Trust. No one. But they are getting more violent, they are getting more scary. And before I digress too much, I was telling you about the water. And don't send, I send the bills back. Send them back, straight away. Don't bother. I don't bother even opening them. It's not to me anyway, it's to a legal fiction that isn't me. I'm a man, as you can see. I'm not a piece of paper, whereas they want you. They get you in as a piece of paper, they've got you. And they only get you. Has anyone got a driving licence on them?
Yeah.
Is it a photo one?